Coming at you live from the Ministry of Enlightenment. It's the Geek Show.
The Enlightenment? Oh, okay. Here's all the enlightenment you need.
Here we go.
Listen to the Clash. Listen to the Clash Clampdown. That's the enlightenment you need. Joe Strummer's trained us for this. Let's start this thing. Go. Oh, hi, everybody.
Someone got politics in my Star Wars.
I can't wait to talk about Andor, you guys.
Oh, yes.
We've only watched the first episode in my house. But,
Same here. Same here.
Tony,
man,
you guys.
It was a good starter. Oh, boy.
You guys.
So, some of us have these other things going on, like work doom and kids and.
Oh,
no.
Man, I stayed up late and powered through, man. I had to.
You were a better man than I, Gunga Dan.
It was that good. Oh, can't wait to talk about it, Rebecca.
There's discourse that we do have to talk about, unfortunately. I'm sorry. And it's
We
a
do.
spoiler
And
in
that's
episode
fine.
3.
That's fine.
I'm going to allow it this time in the after party.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll go right ahead.
All right. He's allowing it. He's allowing it. Quad T, too tall Tony.
I feel so important now. I will allow it.
He has better things to do. Robert Neal, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
And she and I have a lot to talk about. Rebecca Frost, everybody.
Ooh, baby. So I wore... Happy 20th Revenge of the Sith anniversary, everybody. I wore my Obi-Wan shirt today when I was running errands, and the poor girl at Petco, because it was very early, I was not in a talkative mood.
Yeah.
And she, the way she phrased this question, so are you a big Star Wars fan? And I didn't know exactly how to respond, so I was like, yeah, kind of.
No. When someone sees you wearing a Star Wars shirt, they ask that question. You should say, "What's Star Wars?"
What's Star Wars? I just like Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Got this at Savers. I don't
I'm
know
a
what it is.
I'm a Ewan stan. I don't know.
I'm a Ewan McGregor stan.
Yeah.
And our host,
Oh.
Carrie Jackson.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. We do have some Star Wars news coming up here in a bit.
We have mostly Star Wars news.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I wasn't doing the math, but I'll take your word for it.
I was gonna say, you wrote the script. You wrote the outline, Carrie. I mean,
Here's how the outline works. These are the stories. Here you go.
Just know it's heavily weighted towards Star Wars.
Well, I mean, we're coming off of Star Wars Celebration and Revenge of the Sith in theaters, and it's doing okay.
I'm telling it's
movie.
the best of the prequels.
Well, that opening
What she said.
sequence.
What
That
she
opening
said.
sequence is just awesome. Yeah. I love that. Anyway.
Seen it in D-Box tomorrow as of
Lucky
recording.
you. All right. Well, let's start with some other movies. We got to look at the animated Predator movie that Daniel Trachtenberg is putting out, and now he showed us this, Predator Badlands with Elle Fanning. We got a trailer for that. November 7th is when it opens. I just love that 20th Century Studios said to Daniel Trachtenberg, "We like what you did with that movie, Prey. Here's some Predator toys. Go and play. Go and make something."
so this one's actually going to be in theaters, though, not just a direct-to-stream.
Yeah, I'm really... if they knew what was good for them, they would release Prey in theaters for like a week or two.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Build up some hype, sure.
Because that was only on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was so good. Anyway.
May have to watch that again tonight.
But yeah, she's so we got Elle Fanning there, and she's all through it. And then we get a look at this guy here.
I don't like them without their masks on.
Without their helmets and stuff.
I don't like it.
Eyes
You don't like
large
creepy Jamaican face?
eyes.
She when she was at CinemaCon and they showed this trailer, Elle Fanning said, "Something unprecedented happens in this movie, and my character is not the one being chased. My character actually teams up with the Predator, and you get to see him in a whole new light."
She's the
they're
Corinthian.
They're gonna. She does look like the Corinthian with those eyes.
They you can't really tell. This is a Wayland Yutani.
Well, is that photoshopped?
No, this is like in the...
No,
What's
because
up?
she blinks and her eyes do that.
What's a Wayland Dutani?
That's
From Alien.
What did you just say, Tony?
Oh wait, she's a
She's a Michael
a bishop.
Fassbender. She's a Michael Fassbender.
She's a robot?
What's a replicant?
No.
No.
Artificial person. Synthetic.
Aren't they the same universe? Wouldn't they all be replicants? Isn't
No, that's
Oh,
Blade Runner.
Is what you're thinking of.
No, actually,
Blade Runner
there is a theory that Blade Runner is
in the
in
same
the
universe?
Aliens Predator universe. So
Aliens.
Tony is not entirely incorrect.
Yeah, I love it when I'm almost right.
I love it when I'm technically correct.
During a recent interview, Daniel Trachtenberg discussed developing the Predator's alien language. He said, we reached out to the guy who does the Na'vi language for Avatar, who was very busy, and recommended his mentee. What we did was the way that Lord of the Rings does Elvish or Game of Thrones does Dothraki, except with those there's more of a precedent. As we discovered with a language expert, here's the Predator's race name, Yatja. The Yatja language in the other Predator movies is complete nonsense. There's no sense to it. People from the internet have tried to make sense of it, but none of it was made with intention, so we decided to make it with intentions. We completely developed the language. Everything they're speaking has actual rules and structure, and all of that was written as verbal. Early on, we did explorations with concept art of what we could do. I think a lot of times when people do more in a franchise, there's tendency to go into the Senate trading committees. I thought, and he goes on about how we're getting into the workings of the Yatja culture. Now the Predator is on a planet, and he's going to be hunted by things, and he has to use his guile to figure stuff out. So the Predator is the one being hunted in this show.
And I'm wondering if this is like the first in kind of changing this, flipping the script a bit, and making it where the Predators, we get to see things from their point of view as opposed to the hunted's point of view.
Yeah, I'm curious.
You guys, it showed we see a trophy wall.
Yeah.
Give me this movie with the dinosaurs.
I was going to say, that's the next one we need, is the Predators hunting dinosaurs. That's what we
But
need.
also right
Jurassic
here, this is an
ID4.
Independence Day.
Mm-hmm. And, in Predator 2, there was a xenomorph skull on that wall, or a wall like that. It's interesting that someone like a Daniel Trachtenberg can come along and take this thing and say, I love it, you should love it too, and make it cool again.
Like, damn, are we in a Predator Renaissance?
Renaissance?
Renaissance.
Good luck spelling that.
Renaissance? Yeah. Anyway, so go watch that trailer. I'd show it to you here, but we get kicked off YouTube for what reason, I don't know. Rick and Morty Season 8, Tony.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you watched this trailer or not,
You bet I did.
but there's a casino full of Ricks and Mortys.
Oh boy.
Rick and Space Beth fighting germophobic aliens. Rick's death race car.
Yep.
Keep your hands off my death race car.
Morty, keep your hands off my death race car, Morty.
Whoa, it's like he's really here.
Here are the titles of the episodes. This starts on May 25th on Adult Swim. Summer of All Fears, because, they have to put the names of a character in the titles.
Yep.
And puns. Don't forget the puns.
Yeah. Valkyric. So like Valkyrie, but Valkyric. The Rick, the Mort, and the Ugly. Which, honestly, I'm surprised it took them this long to get there with that one. The Last Temptation of Jerry. Cryomorta Ricker. That's Crimea River, I guess. The Curixus Case of Benjamin Button. Ricker Than Fiction. No Mortland. Morty Daddy, and Hot Rick.
Hot Rick, like Hot Rod Tony.
I hope it's about cool stunts and bike jumps.
Maybe
Been
it is.
drinking green tea all day.
You said that there was a scene with like a room full of Ricks and Mortys. Are they doing like something Casino Royale, the '67 one,
It says
where they're
here-
all James Bond?
Oh, maybe.
It's a casino full of Ricks and Mortys, including a Colonel Sanders type Rick.
Gotta have a Colonel.
Does
Sanders
that help?
like Rick.
If it's an episode full of James Bondy types Ricks,
No. I'm not saying they're making them James Bond. I'm not saying they're making them James Bondy. It's just that in the '67 Casino Royale, there was a scene where everybody in the scene was named James Bond. So I'm wondering if they're kind of playing off of that.
Yeah. All right. So, and then there's another. We got two more trailers that we can tell you about. We can't show you. Wednesday season 2. The entire Addams family has arrived. How about that?
But we've seen them all. We've seen all of them before. We just haven't seen Grandmama yet. I don't think.
We haven't seen Grandmama. You're right.
I think that's our first look at Lurch too.
No, because Lurch was driving
Lurch,
Did we
yeah,
get some Lurch in the
in
first
season 1.
Okay.
We saw him when they took her to school.
and we've seen Cousin Ed as well, right?
I think so, and I know that we've seen Pugsley before.
Yeah, Pugsley has always been a mystery, but there he is, and looking like his father. They're separating these. This is what Netflix does now. Is the first part, so it's like it's in 2 batches, and each batch has I don't know how many episodes. The first part released August 6th. The second released September 3rd. Wednesday returns for a second year at Nevermore Academy, a private school for weirdos. Yeah, it looks interesting. I liked the first season a lot.
Did you see what the Netflix CEO had to say about movies?
Yeah. How about
Theaters are dead. Deadzo. Don't even worry about those things anymore.
Ridiculous.
that? Says the guy who brought us.
You can't walk to them. What? So why bother going?
This is the same guy that tries to get 1 or 2 week runs of his movies he really likes in theaters.
So he can win
Make
awards.
sure and get
yeah.
an award for.
Well, that's why Greta Gerwig and we
gonna talk
foreshadowing. Greta Gerwig worked out some cool deal with Netflix where her Narnia movies have to play in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this Wednesday trailer looked great. The opening sequence is a lot of fun because kids have metal detectors they have to go through to go to school now. And
Yeah, isn't that fun?
And what would Wednesday Addams have in her bag? Of course,
Brass knuckles, apparently.
brass knuckles, knives, maces. But the guard has a problem with the sunblock that she has.
And that's after picking up Thing.
Yes, picks up thing and like
It's like, this is fine.
whatever. This is dead.
Seen worse.
Severed hand, whatever. This
Would be a
sunblock
gun.
is a problem, though. We also, it was a couple of weeks ago we got this, but we hadn't talked about it. 28 Years Later trailer was released with some more footage. We get a better
Katniss
look
looks
at,
rough.
Katniss is going through it, you guys.
We got to look at Jodie Comer and Aaron Taylor Johnson in this. Danny Boyle's long-awaited.
Holy
28.
crap, that is Quicksilver.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? 20.
Wow.
That's Craven, Rob. Please.
No,
Please.
no.
Just him by his
No.
real name, Craven the Hunter.
You're all wrong. It's Quick Craven. Or Craven Silver.
But go watch the trailer. It's
It's spooky.
It's scary looking. Yeah, June 20th is when that's going to be in theaters. The official
Which trailer did
description-
you watch? Because there's 2 trailers that are up. There's the longer form one and the short one that has just the music is the most prevalent thing in it.
This one was music heavy. Yes.
Okay.
Well, so this one still had the Boots music.
Yes.
But
kind
it
of-
was
yeah.
different.
It was different. But you did get some more looks at it. The official description, it's been 3 decades since the rage virus escaped a biological weapons lab, and now, still in a ruthlessly enforced quarantine, some have found ways to exist amidst shouldn't it be amongst the infected. One such group of survivors lives in a small island connected to the mainland by a single heavily defended causeway. When one of the group leaves the island on a mission into the dark heart of the mainland, he discovers secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected but other survivors as well.
Secrets.
Carrie, so amongst me, if we were amongst the infected, we
Yeah.
would also be infected. If we are amidst the
if we're
infected,
amidst-
we are surrounded by infected.
All right, thank you. I learn something from you every day, Rebecca.
Now push your glasses up higher on
Yeah,
your
put-
nose, Rebecca.
Give me one of those.
There we go. You gotta finish it. Yep.
All right, let's do some quick housekeeping here. Of course, Geekshow got this covered as the link to our Patreon, and I'll be making some videos this week to send to Tony for him to put up there. The Space Show when we do it.
No, it's
there
the
early.
TV show in space.
I am in our promotional
We're good.
materials.
If we
have
get
to.
sued, Carrie, it's on you.
It'll be on me.
Just get a post-it note for Carrie. Just put it right by his computer.
Yeah, TV show.
But
in
also, everybody, no new episode of TV show in space next week because we were busy.
busy. Sorry about that. We will.
Yeah,
get it
sorry.
to Are we in? Was it Sub Rosa? Was the last one that we were supposed to do?
Oh, gosh.
Because I just finished that one last night.
I can't even tell you off the
I-
top of my head.
I can't wait for Jake Black to defend Sub Rosa. I just can't wait for that. I cannot wait to hear him tap dance through that one. Anyway, geekshowgotthiscovered.com. Also, geekshow.store is where you can find our products. Get that flag that Tony has in the background there. It's marked down once you put it in your grocery cart there. It's $40. And
Groceries? I've never heard that term.
It's an old-fashioned term. It's a word I brought back. No one
Did
was
you
saying
see-
groceries before.
Did you see he's wearing a blue suit to the Pope's funeral?
Yes. God.
Come on.
And
Hold on.
sleeping through it.
And sleep-
At least he's wearing a suit.
I mean,
Let's start with that.
He's always wearing a suit, though. except for when he's golfing.
Geekshow.store is where you go to get our stuff in the wild. And Lee George Cade, the Cade family, could certainly use your help with all of his medical bills. He is not with us. He's here in spirit, not with us physically, but he's recovering, doing what he can. Being fed through a tube of some kind. It's not pretty. But if you can help out, there is the Venmo, the QR code with the Venmo on our... If you're listening to the podcast, go to our YouTube feed and scroll through and you'll find it there and you can click on it and donate. That money goes directly to the Cade family to help with the medical bills. So we appreciate it, and he sends his love to you all. All right, let's see. Now, Narnia. Who wants to explain Narnia to me?
The Chronicles of Narnia?
The lion is Jesus.
Yeah,
Well, now wait a
Aslan,
second.
got it?
I have a question about that. If the lion is Jesus, then why is Meryl Streep going to play the lion?
2 words. Alanis
sorry.
Morissette.
The sentence defines itself. Like,
It's a voice.
I don't know.
First, she wore Prada as the devil, and now she's going to be Jesus as a lion.
Right there. She's got
I
it.
like
Well
that.
played.
Thank you, Rebecca. See, once again, schooling me. We got our first casting, though, our first official casting, because the Meryl Streep thing they're still in talks to do that. But Greta Gerwig is directing Chronicles of Narnia movie, and Emma Mackey will be Jadis the White Witch. Now she was in the Barbie movie, I guess, and that's where they met, I suppose. But Tilda Swinton, as you can see there, played the Cold Miser. Oh, excuse me, no,
Got him.
the White Witch in the other Chronicles of Narnia movies.
God bless you, Carrie.
Yeah. I'm not real familiar with this whole.
Have you seen these movies?
I've
No,
seen the first one.
Okay.
Oh, the one that they did with Tilda Swinton in it.
I will defend those. They're actually pretty fun.
They are.
Are they?
They're
Okay.
pretty
Yeah, the first one, I cannot remember the other two, but this first one I do remember extremely well, and I think it's worth a watch.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. Somebody said the lion was Jesus, and I went out.
It's
But
like
Well,
the lion,
that's
but the
C.S.
lion was
Lewis.
Liam Neeson. So you get Liam
li-
Neeson as Jesus. As Voltron Jesus.
Voltron Jesus.
Yeah, he was. And listen, it's C.S. Lewis. You can't escape all the Christian allegory. It just
that's
is what it is.
That's
Oh,
true.
you mean like Glenn Larson in anything that he's written? Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's a deep dive for us.
I love you, Glenn Larson. Don't sue me, please.
No, you're right, Rob. It's
I just
absolutely
nodded
right.
along. I don't even know who Glenn Larson is.
He's the guy. Have you ever heard of this show called Battlestar Galactica?
Oh, okay. Did he?
He's the one who created
he's
it in the
first
70s.
Battlestar Galactica guy?
Yes,
Okay.
and there are
Yeah.
so many Mormon allegories
I
in
have,
there.
seen a lot of those.
Which was interesting as somebody who grew up on the East Coast and knew nothing about it and then moved here and was like, what the what?
And-
Why
and
is
another-
everything
and-
Battlestar Galactica themed out in Utah?
And another fun thing about the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe is the White Witch. She's like, "Hey, do you want some Turkish delight?" to the younger boy, and the younger boy's like, "Oh yes, absolutely." And then if you've ever tried Turkish delight in real life, it's one of the most disgusting things on the planet.
Terrible. It
Not,
is.
but the light is right there in the name.
It lies.
Yeah,
That's how they get you.
I guess so.
Just
anyway.
like Christianity.
There's so many Mormon allegories in Battlestar Galactica, Tony. They might as well have
It's
called
not even
it.
allegory.
Yeah,
No,
they
he
should
just
have.
takes the names of things wholesale and places them right in there.
Well, yeah, they should have just called it Temple Star Celestia, but it's
And there's your episode title.
well, that's a Lee George Cade invention, by the way. But I mean, the Lords of Cobol. He just switched letters around.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Kolob, you know.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a
quorum-
marriage ceremony
quorum of
on the
the
show, and
12
it's
and-
sealing. It's like,
Sealing. Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
One of these days, Tony, we'll sit down and watch the original.
Eggs in the
And then you
chat
can explain
saying
all these things to me.
Don't.
Eggs in the
tease me with
chat
a
saying
good
that he
time.
loves Turkish delight and he can't get good Turkish delight in Texas.
That's
because
because
there
there's
is-
no such thing as good Turkish delight anywhere.
Oh, funny. Anyway,
Egg.
all right. So
You could learn to
Emma-
make it. It's not. It can't be that hard. Just
Now that I-
go.
now that I-
Just revel through your trash can.
Yes. Now that I see Emma Mackey's face up close here on our YouTube feed, I can see where, she could play a white witch, I think. Absolutely. All right.
Wait.
Okay.
That's not Margot Robbie.
Here's fun fact. So when she was working alongside Margot Robbie in the Barbie movie, they were like, "Oh, you cannot be blonde because you will look exactly like Margot Robbie."
They look so
They do
alike.
look alike. Let's see. Okay, let's get to some Star Wars content now. The Star Wars content that we promised. Here is the latest that was released.
It does look like Star Wars.
Two dudes under a tree.
Two dudes and
Two
lawn
white
chairs.
dudes under a tree.
Oh wait, no, that's Star Wars. Yeah. Okay.
We got Carlton Cuse, who of course lost Bates Motel, the Strain. Don't hold that against him.
I liked the Strain. I'm sorry, I like the early parts of the Strain. I think
It kind of fell apart at the end. I agree with you. But also his son Nick Cuse. They're developing a Star Wars series for Lucasfilm.
Once again, trying so hard to be just like so cool as a Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
Stop announcing stuff, please.
Yes, I agree.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Because if we take a look at all the stuff they've announced, where's Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie? They haven't.
Where's
even-
where's literally any of it? They announce
Yeah.
so much stuff and then just never follow through on it.
half of it just kind of disappears into the ether as time goes on.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, where's my Rogue Squadron movie that was supposed to happen? I want that more than anything. Anyway, also,
Can't have a woman directing things.
Carlton Cuse, Rick Cuse versus his daughter Syracuse.
What?
don't worry, Tony.
And their
we'll have some-
their litigious daughter, Ja.
Footnotes for the Geek Show podcast will be available for Tony.
I feel like I'm reading the Bible. I have to put the footnotes at the bottom. Let's see. Where is it?
Tony, if it helps, my reference was French.
That
Mine
doesn't
was
help.
geography.
I was like, help. I don't speak
Just
French.
running the gamut on all high school courses.
The appendix for this episode is going to be huge.
It is. It's going to be half the episode. All right. And then this happened. I'm betting that most of the people here have not seen Star Wars.
The original.
The way it was meant
Is
to
it
be
because
seen.
I'm a girl?
Not
I think it's more of an age
Well, I mean,
related.
now. If
thing.
you ask Lucas, he'll say no. That's not the way it was meant to be seen. But it was the way that audiences in 1977 saw it. Because the special editions came along, and if you watch, I recommended it. I recommended it last week, but on Disney Plus, there's a docuseries called Light and Magic, where they go behind the scenes with Industrial Light and Magic and go with George about why he did this. And, you know, he always said, I thought we could do better. And these are the movies that I want you to see, not the original special effects. It's really fascinating series. You should watch that. Anyway, the British Film Institute Film on Film Festival in June will open with a screening of one of the few remaining Technicolor prints that was produced for the run in 1978.
Wow.
Yeah, the original print has not been publicly screened since December of '78. There have been copies that have made the rounds on home video. And I have one of those on VHS.
I think my
And I
mom
have
has
one on
some, too.
DVD that's
Yeah.
got the the special edition version on one side, and
Really?
the original. Yeah, and I forgot. I was going to get it before the show, and I forgot to go grab it. But I'll grab it for the after party.
I didn't know they made that. That's
Yeah.
fascinating. Oh, wow.
What's the difference?
Han shot first.
It's it's special effects, a lot of special effects. I mean, and again, this Light and Magic series, Rebecca, it'll spell it all out for you. But there's a pan shot of Mos Eisley Spaceport, and it's pretty empty. You know? And then they always had that problem with underneath Luke's land speeder was a mirror to make it look like it was floating, and he was never happy with that effect. And so they went in and fixed that. They filled up Mos Eisley with Jawas and creatures and robots and all this stuff. Added all of these characters. More people in the cantina. The battle at the end of the destruction of the Death Star it moves faster because they're able to use digital ships instead of the physical ships with the cameras zooming past them.
They also
It's-
changed the explosion for the Death
Yeah,
Star.
the explosion
They
was
Star
They
Trek
amped
up
it
that
up.
explosion.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is fascinating. Again, if you want to watch that show, it explains it all. But these guys are going to be screening it. Yeah.
Carrie, how deep is your Star Trek lore?
Star Trek lore?
I'm sorry, Star Wars lore. Star Wars lore.
Lee's better than I am, but I'm okay.
I'm just wondering because there's a scene because Luke and Wedge, I think, are always referred to as the survivors of the Death Star battle, and then nobody mentions Han and Chewie, but we'll let that go.
Yeah.
But during the special edition release, if you stop as the ships are flying away from the explosion, there's a third X-wing.
Isn't there like a Y-wing also?
I'm sorry, it's a Y-wing. It is a
Yeah.
Y-wing. Yeah, and it's like, what about this guy? Why didn't he get a medal? He was there.
Of course he
lived.
should have. Well, but he didn't.
He was a
actually.
stormtrooper that took a rebel ship and
Stole it.
escaped.
Oh, thank you,
Hijacked.
Rebecca.
But anyway, Lucas's tweaks to the original began with the very first theatrical re-release of Star Wars in '81. I didn't know it was that soon. But the studio has since only permitted screenings of the special editions. Now, the British Film Institute had to negotiate with Disney and Lucasfilm for the rights for a back-to-back screening on the festival's opening night. The print that they're using has been stored for 4 decades at a temperature of 23 degrees Fahrenheit to preserve its quality.
Whoa.
Wow. Deep freeze.
Yeah.
They stored
Lucas
it in carbonite.
Exactly. Lucas over the years has been rather firm about not screening the original. And when asked in 2004 by the Associated Press why he doesn't simply release the original version along with special editions, he very testily shot back, the special edition, that's the one I wanted out there. The other movie?
You see, he messed it up, but she just is like, this is not the edition you're looking for.
Yeah, he should have just done that. He
But
says
also, just listen to the guy. He doesn't want you guys to watch the old one.
He says the other movie, it's on VHS if anybody wants it. I'm not going to spend we're talking millions of dollars here, the money and time to refurbish that because to me it doesn't exist anymore. So there you go. But here's the
Oh,
thing.
thank you, Zack Snyder.
Here's the thing. They're doing this in England. It's going to be received extremely well, and I think Disney will go, there's money to be had.
Exactly.
What day are they doing this?
It's in June.
In June. Oh, I was gonna say if it responds well right before May the 4th, and Disney could be like, "Oh, by the way, happy May the 4th. Here's."
But yeah, it's there were quite a few changes in the original, and Empire Strikes Back. It was mostly aesthetic stuff because they really had a lot of things figured out. So like there's sweeping shots of the Cloud City. There's more of that. They didn't do a whole hell of a lot to Empire to change it. It was just
Because Empire was a great movie as it stood.
yeah. A New Hope they did a lot too. Yeah.
It's to your point about Disney going, there's money to be made here. If this is received well, I don't see them. I mean, I see them scrambling to put it into theaters, but I see them doing it post Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
Because they've
Oh,
already
for
got
sure.
because they've already got enough in the barrel for, they've got all the hype for Star Wars, for Return of the Sith. You've got Thunderbolts next month. You've got Star Wars the month after that. But the lull in July and August, I could see them going, why not?
Well, but okay, but here's the thing: you've Mandalorian and Grogu coming out May 2026.
I could honestly see them doing this around Christmas time. This is just, again, this is speculation. This is
how
pure
long-
Yes.
speculation, okay?
How long would it
You
take
heard it
for
here
them
first.
how long would it take for them to borrow that good copy and like digitize it and everything?
You're telling me
Borrow.
you think it hasn't already been digitized?
Just saying, if it's been in a freezer at 28 degrees.
Well, remember, though, these are film nerds. They're excited to see it on film, you know. The rest of the public, they just want to see the original special effects. They don't care whether it's on film or not. They don't, they want to see
Borrow.
the
They're going to get
original.
Tom Cruise to jump off of a building, go in and get it, bring it across, bring it overseas.
Egg says
It'll
he
be like
has
the
a
Olympics
copy.
all over again.
Egg has a copy on film? Oh, good.
How the?
Oh,
I would be
digital one.
willing to bet money my mom has a VHS copy of it.
I know my mom does.
Yeah, somewhere around here. Anyway, but again, if we're looking at Revenge of the Sith this weekend and how it's doing, imagine the money that they could make with this. And this is something that they already own, and all they have to do is just throw it into theaters, Anyway. Let's see. I got some more information about the changes that will happen to the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride at Disneyland, and I guess Disney World as well. That's right. The overlay, it will replace the current story. The new one would visit Tatooine, Cloud City, and the wreckage of the second Death Star.
Ooh, I want to go to Cloud City.
We also learned it'll also visit Coruscant.
Ooh, I want to go to Coruscant.
But it's not just one ride. There are multiple paths that you can take, and whoever is the engineer will make the pick. Now, the engineer right now, he's on the ride. He's got like the most boring job. He has one button to hit, which is why I volunteered to be the engineer when I went on it, because I wanted to watch the show.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So the ride will be rebranded when they release Mandalorian and Grogu on May the 2026. And the story, Hondo Onaka will tell the park's guests that he has struck a deal with the New Republic to pick up some old Imperial remnants, and that he hired a certain Mandalorian to go along for the ride for protection. Of course, this is Hondo, and he always lies. So
Hondo.
So the New Republic will have something to say about the Millennium Falcon and the Razor Crest flying through these locations and stealing things. And the engineer will also not only choose which land you go to, he'll be the one who's interacting with Grogu on a small screen. There's a small screen by the engineering section there, and Grogu will be there waving at you, I guess, and talking to you.
Yeah, Rebecca, can you zoom in on that little green guy for us?
Little green pervert, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that guy.
There he is.
So cute.
Look at him.
Is it going to be the Razor Crest or the Naboo Starfighter?
It says the Razor Crest.
So it's before season 3,
Or
I
my guess is maybe Mando gets the Razor Crest back in the movie.
He's been fixing it in his basement the entire time.
I don't know.
Big basement.
He must have a big basement. But anyway, on Smuggler's Run, you're either a pilot, a gunner, or an engineer. And the ride is now the engineer is, he hits one button, and that's to grab this thing and pull it toward you. That's all you do. But now the engineer has more of a role. The new concept art revealed that on Tatooine, you'll cross paths with a sand crawler, which means, folks,
Jawas.
Jawas.
Thank you. Got to be there for that. Fly through Beggar's Canyon, through the remains of a crate dragon. On Cloud City, you'll fly into all new areas, including a loading dock where another Disney ride, Star Tours, is paying a visit. Crossover, everybody. At the Death Star, you'll get to do a trench run and avoid debris. And on Coruscant, you'll get to dive down into the levels of the city.
Ooh.
So, yeah, and then there's a showdown with an Imperial cruiser. So, yeah, it's an okay ride. It's fun being on the Millennium Falcon. That's.
Did you get to punch it?
I did. I was not a pilot. No,
Oh, I got to do that. That was fun.
I was a single rider, so they put me where they needed me, which was always engineer.
This ride is fun. It and the Guardians of the Galaxy Tower of Terror. There's so much happening. Like, I wish less was happening so that I could pay attention to something.
The Guardians of the
come back.
The Guardians of the Galaxy Tower of Terror ride is my favorite ride in both parks. I love
It
that
is
ride.
so scary, Carrie.
It is. I love it. Anyway, I think this is great that they're doing this with this Millennium Falcon ride, because right now it's one of the rides that you can pretty much just walk right onto. People are kind of
Because they've got so many different pods for it, right? Like it's so easy to funnel hundreds of people through a day.
Mm-hmm. And that's behind the attraction on Disney Plus. You can see how it works. They show you how the pods work. So that's another educational bit for you. Anyway, moving on. Thank you. Did we do this story? Sorry, did I get a
What
message?
is this
that Tony?
dog?
I don't think
was me,
we
Jeff.
have done
We
this.
didn't do this story? Okay.
I don't think.
What is going on here?
Well, don't you recognize Dog
Oh
Pool?
wait, dog. I was gonna say that's the Deadpool dog. Yeah.
Well, Ryan Reynolds, because he's done everything else, a true entrepreneur, really. He's getting into the wine business.
Oh, he had enough gin when he sold aviation gin. That
I
knows
guess
he's
so.
into wine.
This is a public relations ploy to.
He's teamed up with Gallo and launched a new boxed wine brand called Ugly Estates.
Why is it
Now-
upside down though?
Now, Egg, this is in Texas only right now, so you need to get back to us on this. Launching in Texas, marketing campaign has begun. Peggy the Hairless Pug is the spokesdog. Of course, Dog Pool. Ugly Estates is meant to be a more casual wine. The tagline is 33% more wine, 100% less snob.
Why? Because it's in a box, like
Because
so
it's in a
much
box.
other wine I can find at the liquor
what-
store.
Even that, you know what that looks like? That looks like a protein drink. That is what a lot of protein drinks come in.
Here's the other part. Without the trappings of glass bottles, corkscrews, or famous spokespeople.
Wait, what?
Look, wine
Listen
bottles are not
here.
that inconvenient. I'm sorry.
No, because it's a spokes dog. He's completely correct. It's a spokes dog.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but you cannot pitch this wine with this dog alone. You have to pitch this wine as, oh, do you remember the dog from Deadpool?
Yep.
Like, you can't.
But
The
they
dog
can.
alone is not enough to sell.
I was gonna say he doesn't own enough rights to do that unless he got some permission from Disney. Ugly Estates is all about rewriting the rules of wine. Gallo and Maximum Effort have tossed out the old standards. It's boxed wine.
It's
Ryan.
boxed wine. They are not the first people to do this.
You're
They are
not.
not the first people to make an easily accessible boxed wine.
You are not innovative here, sir. As
Hey,
much as you're trying to tell
what's
us.
next? What's next? Wine in a can? Spoiler alert, they do that already.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why. Speaking of cans, why he hasn't done an energy drink yet? I mean,
Maximum
That
effort
seems-
energy drink. Yeah.
exactly.
Oh.
It's easy.
Makes sense.
Don't give him ideas.
I just want a new energy drink flavor.
Egg
I
says
personally think it's just a public relations ploy to.
to sell
I-
wine.
Well,
To
I think.
draw attention away from the legal troubles he's having.
Yeah.
Hasn't that all been taken care of? I thought that was done.
No
Anyway.
way. It's gonna
just
go
gotten
on
quiet.
forever.
It's just gotten
Egg, sa-
quiet.
Egg says that, I was going to the liquor store today, but I could probably get this at the 7-Eleven.
Oh, he says it's at
Oh,
Target.
It's at Target. There you go. Go get it, Egg. Let us know.
No, don't go to Target.
Don't buy from Target
Oh, yeah, don't buy
if you
from
can
Target.
avoid it.
Yeah. All right. And finally, this. If you've been watching,
Continental Studios does it again.
I was going to say, if you've been watching the studio, when you heard this news, you laughed your ass off because, yeah, Toys R Us is getting a movie. Now,
Well,
Like
did you
Five Nights
see?
at Toys
Did you
R Us?
see a couple of weeks ago? Hershey's is getting a movie.
yeah. Because
At least
if you
Hershey's
watch,
has a park.
if you watch
Toys
the
R Us has a
studio-
guy. Toys R Us has this guy, Jeffrey.
Well, hey,
Right.
that is not my Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
That is not my Jeffrey.
Hashtag that. Hashtag not my Jeffrey.
Not my Jeffrey. Because if you watch the studio, you know that the first was it the first episode or the second episode? I can't
It's
remember.
the first episode.
Where the head of the studio says, "We've got the rights to Kool-Aid. I
Yep.
want a Kool-Aid movie."
It's Bryan Cranston.
And so make me a Kool-Aid movie. Here's the funny thing that was announced this week. Bill
Bill
Hader.
Hader.
Because see, what happened is, as the episode goes along, this is, well, it's going to be the story of Jonestown. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And they got
Flavor Aid.
what's his name?
Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese to write and direct it. So he's
What a
got a
great
Jonestown
episode.
movie, and he says, "I love the name Kool-Aid. That's perfect. We'll do a Kool-Aid movie." But
And
now,
us real ones watching the episode are like,
Yeah.
it was Flavor Aid.
it was, yeah,
Oh, was it? I didn't
was.
know
It wasn't
that.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, those cheap. Yeah, Jim Jones, fucking cheapskate, couldn't even get real Kool-Aid. Had to get Flavor Aid.
Flavor Aid.
He's killing everybody, so he wanted to save 5 cents by
He's
getting...
not killing anybody. They all killed themselves.
Oh,
That's
right.
true.
But I mean, he's facilitating.
But then this week, Bill Hader, comedian, announces he's doing a Jim Jones movie.
I hope he's Jim Jones. He looks just like him.
So I laughed out loud when I saw this headline: Toys R Us is getting a movie. I flashed back to the studio because it's such a brilliant show.
Why would they make a Toys R Us
For
movie?
kids like us who don't want to grow up because we're Toys R Us kids, because there's a million toys at Toys R Us that we want to play with, from
Exactly.
planes to trains to
go.
video games. It was the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz.
But that's
I
the
don't
thing.
wanna grow up.
There's like no more stores.
No, that's not true. There is one in Texas and there's one in New Jersey.
Yeah,
And
okay.
there
Why
was-
make a movie out of that though?
and
To
there,
make
and,
money so they can make more stores.
and
Duh.
there are now small versions of the stores inside of other stores. When I was down
Inside
in
of like Macy's, yeah.
when I was down in Hawaii, they went inside Macy's and there's a section Toys R Us.
It's a
Charles,
shell
I've been
of what it
I've been
was.
holding that one for 40 something years. There was no way that wasn't coming out.
I was going to say, you were prepped.
You were
ready
like
to
locked and
roll.
loaded. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what the studio head said why we're doing this. All right, it's mostly the 80s
Money.
80s kid.
It's nostalgia.
He says, this project is an exciting opportunity to bring the magic of our brand to the big screen. The movie will be a journey as boundless as play itself, evoking the electric sense of wonder that is the essence of Toys R Us. This story
As
will...
far as the dollar will carry us.
Exactly.
I,
Do you get a Babies R Us spinoff?
Well, the question is this going to be
World?
kind of like Toy Story, though, where we see where they just get all of the brands to go. We'll get some recognition. Okay, so that 1975 Jeffrey, spot on. That's me
That's
right there.
That's Jeffrey, yeah.
my
What
eyes
it should
almost
be...
fell out of their head. I was rolling them so hard while you read that, Carrie.
I know, right? What it should be, and this is covered in one of my favorite movies, Free Enterprise, is a bunch of nerds getting in their cars, pre-internet, driving around to toy stores looking for Star Wars toys. That's what it should be, because that's what Punk and I did. That's what Jeff and I did.
I'd watch that.
And that's where
Okay.
where you go, and there's a kid looking at the Shadows of the Empire toys, and the older guy going, Prince Shizor, who knew? You know?
Okay, Egg says that Toys R Us, he used the hyphenated TRU, true, is still going internationally. It was only
It
the
is.
US that shut down. Why?
Yes.
This country blows, you guys.
All right, what did we consume this week? Who wants to start?
I'll go. Because mine's going to be pretty short. Andor season 2, episode 1.
Yes.
Good. There's some stuff. There's more stuff to come. That's all I got until the after party. Last of Us season 2, episode 1.
Oh, yeah. Season 2, episode
I
1.
haven't started yet. I
I haven't started this yet either.
You guys,
okay.
how are we
Stack up a
supposed to
bit.
talk about shows?
I
I
know,
got
right?
stuff to do, Rebecca.
I'm watching Sub Rosa. That's why.
I like Ellie, and I'm just gonna leave it there.
That's the thing. That is her character. Her character
No.
is annoying.
And the thing is, I'm watching the episode. I'm just kind of going like, and I realized why they did what they did, because it would have been just like, you know what? If she had done the other thing, would have been a 5-minute episode.
Yeah,
Done. So
that's how most
get it.
decisions go in
but,
video games.
I will keep watching it. So there we go. Didn't watch any
Do you-
movies this. Go
Well,
ahead.
do you know what happens in part 2 of the video game?
I have played neither game.
But do you know what happens?
Stuff.
The big thing happens in episode 2, huh? Like they
Yeah.
flash forward.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's
I guess I'll find out.
That's early to trot that out in the storyline.
Well,
that's
it's early in the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well,
Yeah.
Does it have?
Yeah, it is, because I remember very distinctly, because I finished playing Last of Us Part 1, immediately jumped into Part 2, the big thing happens, and then I didn't touch it for another 8 months, and I still had like 80% of the game to do.
I thought it was like halfway through. I guess I must
No,
be
it's like
misremembering.
early.
Okay, never mind then.
You're losing your game guy cred, Tony.
I tell you.
Didn't watch any movies, but did watch last week's episode of Doctor Who with Alan Cumming as Mr. Ring-a-Ding.
No.
And it was a creepy episode.
That's what
I mean,
hear.
it was fun. It was a very woke episode for some people because they went to 1950s Miami, and a black doctor and a black English companion in Miami in the 50s. They're places you just don't go, or you're not supposed to go. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
That was not the creepy part. That was actually I really appreciated the way they handled it, though, because they addressed it head on early in. But Alan Cummings' character, Mr. Ring-a-Ding, was a slow build to the creepiness and just creep out factor. I'm curious to see how they build the rest of this season with Doctor Who, because I know they're stacking a lot of things together, and I'm curious about a couple of people that showed up in this episode that we will have to see later. And we saw one of them in the first season, and I have a theory as to who that character is going to wind up being. But I'll leave that for after party if it comes up.
All right.
Let's see, because Lee's not here, somebody has to go. N.K. Jemisin, did you ever finish this, Rebecca? You were like 4 issues. Yes,
There she is.
Did you finish it? Did you get past the slut?
I did finish it.
Okay.
Didn't love the ending.
The ending wasn't awesome, but I like the fact that the way that they built Joe's character and her going forward in other titles.
Joe as a character really, really enjoyed. The
city, Eternal.
The conflict ends with a conversation.
It was not her strongest ending. Her prose stuff has been better, has been stronger. But
I liked like her existing on this planet. Like, I enjoyed that.
Okay.
It was managing the conflict within the story that I didn't super care for.
Okay, I can understand that perspective.
Thank you.
But A.K. Jemisin started reading a new book this week, and it is a slow read, Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. It is, I'm not sure what it is yet. It seems to be partly coming of age story of a young hunter, from what I can gather, in a African adjacent parallel dimension kind of thing. And I'm still trying to get my hands around it. It is a slow read. I'm only like 30 pages into this, and I've been reading it for 4 or 5 days now. So
Okay.
But it's also just in the morning. So it's like trying to get the feel for it is one thing. Amazing Spider-Man, I'm sorry, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 5, which is the last issue of the prequel of the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man series on Disney Plus. Quite fun. If you're a longtime Marvel fan, Silvermane is in it.
Oh, really?
And he's your big bad for this.
They haven't had him in a book
Forever,
in a while,
yeah.
have they? Okay.
Superman 25. They're the milestone 25th issue, because for some reason, just getting to 25 issues for a book some days is hard, or some titles is hard. Interesting Superman and Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor. So it's Lex, and Superman, and you'll have to read why story. Ultimate Black Panther, T'Challa and Aurora go a-hunting, and that's where I'll leave that one.
I love that cover.
I mean, this has been, I'm really enjoying both the Ultimate and the Absolute titles from Marvel and DC, because they've really kind of distilled the essences of the characters down, and you're also getting good stories out of them. Speaking of which, Absolute Wonder Woman number 7.
Oh,
This gives a wonderful retelling of The Lady and the Tiger, or The Lady or the Tiger, by way of flashing forwards and back in Diana's life between her life on the island with Circe and a conflict she's in the middle of during the story. And it kind of puts an interesting spin on that old story, The Lady or the Tiger. G.I. Joe 6. Yes, G.I. Joe number 6.
oh my.
Duke and Cobra Commander face off and things happen. And yes, the Baroness is still with the Joes, not with Destro. And finally, and I think this is my favorite book this week,
Look at
Last
that.
Days of Lex Luthor number 3 by Mark Waid and Brian Hitch. Lex is dying.
That's not Lex Luthor.
This is not Lex Luthor. It is Clark Kent, in fact.
Oh no! I can't
We find
tell
out
if
who
it's
the
Clark
big
or
bad behind it
Superman.
was and their end game, and it is a classic Superman villain. We also get a look at a different take on Clark and Lex's relationship as the story comes to a climax. And these 3 books, now the first book came out 2 years ago. The issue 2 just came out a couple of months ago, and then this one came out this past week. The 3 books together tell a really good story, and it's kind of bookends the classic Superman and Lex Luthor relationship from growing up to Smallville till the end of the tale. And I was satisfied with the way this ended. I think that everybody, it's part of DC's Black Label, so you get a little bit more story than just the regular 22 pages. Recommend it to a Superman or a Lex Luthor fan even.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't Black Label also mean it's usually more adult skewed?
Usually it does. This one really didn't skew in that one. I think it's just basically they were using the Black Label because it's also the larger format than the non-standard format. Because I think that's what they also used for the other history of the DC universe for those 6 books.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go. Comic books. I've been reading some comic books too. I'm only on the sixth issue of Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman, when she's down talking to Hades. That's a good.
This
that's a
follows
good
right
issue.
after that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Same with Absolute Batman. I'm on, I think, issue 6 as well. He just fought Black Mask on his yacht. Oh man, that was cool.
That was cool.
That was cool.
It was.
I'm really liking the Absolute Universe stuff that they're doing. It's super good. I think I'm all caught
Have
up.
you started Absolute Flash yet?
No. So I think the first issue of that just barely hit the DC Universe app.
Okay.
So I'll probably start that this week. But that, and then still reading through Fables again, because that book series, that comic book series, it's bonkers. Good stuff. Audio books. I am listening to Wheel of Time book 8 for some reason. Here we are. Path of Daggers.
Bath of Daggers.
Path of
Oh.
Daggers.
Neither
Also,
one of those
again,
is good.
neither one. Yeah.
Probably not good either way. TV shows, loving all the same stuff we've been talking about recently. The Studio, Righteous Gemstones, Devil May Cry, the cartoon series. If you have any inkling into that one, check it out.
I hear good things.
It's quite good. And then we stumbled upon, so we started that reality show that you mentioned, Carrie, with
Peter Serafinowicz.
Peter Serafinowicz.
That's
And-
valuable time you could spend watching Andor.
I mean, yeah, but Peter Serafinowicz.
Oh, is this the
Andor, dude.
Murderbot show?
No, this is the
No.
Secret Millionaire show.
Yeah, Secret Millionaire show, and it's all right. I think
It's not, yeah.
it's my
Valuable
wife
time
said,
could be
my-
spent watching Andor.
shh, shush, 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 shush. My wife said we should try this other one that looked funnier on Hulu, hosted by Simu Liu, and she's right. This one it's on Hulu. It's called let me pull it up here. Got to Get Out, and it's a bunch of other reality TV stars. Well, it's half reality TV stars, half regular people, and they're sequestered in a mansion, and the whole point is to get off the mansion grounds and win money. and it's all comes from the same pot. And the money, the longer everyone is in there and no one escapes, the money goes up higher.
So how do you escape?
So they
Can't you just leave?
They're given opportunities where certain windows and doors will be open at certain times of day. And if they can make it out and get to the gate when the gate's open before someone hits the button in the mansion to stop them from getting out and closing the gate, then they get whatever's on the counter for the money.
So it sounds like a combination of Big Brother meets Running Man meets what was that movie that where the young bride plays the game with
Ready
the
or
family?
Not.
Yeah.
Ready or Not.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's kind of like it's a fairly interesting concept because everyone wants to get the money, but if they all stay the entire time, they just split the money when it hits $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I
it
Why
only
not
works
do
out-
that?
It only works out. There's enough people on there that only works out to be about 60 grand a piece.
Which is
Only.
60 grand more than you started with.
True, but if you can sneak out by yourself when it's at like 240 grand, you win 240 grand. The counter starts down at 0 again and starts to climb up. So people are trying to keep the other people from getting out, so the counter continues to climb.
I'm assuming that nobody has baseball bats, razors, or barbed
should.
wire.
I think there's
I was like,
no
yeah, is there
violence allowed.
there should be like a death element to this.
yeah.
I don't want death element. I don't want a death element, but there should be some. If you're between me and that door, we have an issue.
I'll be
Yeah, where's the violence?
I'll be the sniper up on the roof.
Oh,
That's the thing is they have a roof
paintball gun
guard.
sniper.
They have a roof tower guard that they take turns manning, and there's a big old-fashioned like lever switch that you pull down, and then all the alarms start going off and
Oh.
red lights and everything.
We need
This,
I need a Mr. Burns trapdoor is what I need.
Release
Do you know
the
what this
bees.
tells me is that poor Simu Liu has a lot of time on his hands not doing Marvel stuff.
Oh,
Well-
he'll start up.
And what's funny about that is they don't really pull too many punches as far as having Simu Liu narrate over what's going on and just ripping into these people.
Well, that's what they needed to do with the Secret Millionaire show.
Exactly.
They needed to let Peter Serafinowicz be an asshole.
Exactly.
I need assholes. I need violence. I need.
And here's what I realized after watching that entire thing. I am done watching shows where stupid people argue.
Yeah.
Because these are the dumbest people that you will ever encounter, and they argue with each other. And I'm like, why am I doing this?
And that's what that show has a lot of.
Yeah.
Is what you're, but what's it called? Got to Get Out doesn't
Got
really
to
have
Get
any
Out.
arguing.
Yeah,
Just
they can't call it Get Out because Jordan Peele would be like,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got to Get Out doesn't have too much arguing. It just has a bunch of people scheming against each other, trying to run away or block you from getting away. So I think it's pretty fun. We're having a good time with it.
and he said it's
Yeah.
on Hulu.
Yeah, Tack, they are dumber than politicians
Yep.
because they voted for the politicians.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on Hulu, Rob.
Thank you.
All right. Rebecca?
Okay, so Far Sector finished this. Normally, I can tear through a comic book super fast. This took me a month to get through.
It's kind of the middle part is a slog.
Yeah, and like we had said, I really like this character. I think she's cool. I think she's great. I like her experience and time navigating the planet and these different species. But overall,
Overall,
And you know what? That's cool. That's fine. If you want a different take on Jo, she is the Lantern in the new Absolute Green Lantern series.
Oh, okay.
oh, I got to start that.
I had some friends say, Rebecca, we started reading this comic book. You should read this comic book. It is very Rebecca coded and you're going to love it. So I started it, The Department of Truth, Volume 1, The End of the World. And they were right.
Hold that up.
Love this book.
What's this about?
So the Department of Truth, basically there is a department within the FBI. So conspiracy theories. We all know conspiracy theories, right?
Some of us more than others.
Some of us more than others. Within this world, if a conspiracy theory gathers enough believers, it becomes real. And so there is a department within the FBI that follows conspiracy theories as they grow. And if they start to get too large, this Department of Truth has to go nip things in the bud.
Whoa.
It's so cool. The artwork in this, pull me back up, Tony. The the artwork in this is very like almost kind of scary, but just like very.
Whoa.
It's
Okay.
cool. The artwork is very very cool.
Who wrote this? Who
This
Brubaker?
I don't. No, wouldn't that be cool?
boy, that would be. I'm just wondering, who wrote it and who owns it, and is it possible? Because this sounds like it would be a great TV series or a movie.
So reading this, I'm like, this can absolutely be a TV show. Like it is very much written to be a TV show. I can feel it in my bones. So I have volumes 2 and 3 on hold at the library right now to go get. I'll have to look up who wrote it.
Who publishes it?
Let's
On
see.
The Spine or anything?
From New York Times bestseller James Tinian IV.
Oh.
From
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And-
yeah. Okay. Enough said.
and artist Martin Simmons. But yeah, it's love. I love this. Very good recommendation for my friends.
Okay.
TV Last of Us season 2, episode 2. I'm just not as excited about this season as I was the first season, and I don't know why.
Because you know how depressing the story gets from the game.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Because I feel the same way. I haven't even started it yet. I'm like, yeah, it's there. I want to watch it, but there's other
yeah.
things I want to watch.
Just not like as excited. Andor. Let's just talk about Andor. So I have watched the first 3 episodes and the next episode. I had access to the full season, but I guess like you guys, I'm just a little busy girl and wasn't able to watch more than I was able to. The show rocks. The show rules. If you like Star Wars, but without all the wizardry and the magic and just the politics and the fascism, it's so good. It's so good. And I cannot wait to talk with Carrie about the spoilery thing in the after party, because the discourse is real bad, you guys.
Yeah,
and I do hate to promote the show as Star Wars for grown-ups, but it is.
It is.
It just is.
I would not want my nieces or nephews to watch this.
No.
You know?
I think they'd be
But
bored,
Tony
too,
Gilroy has incorporated elements of real life war that aren't often discussed about, and people are losing their goddamn minds over it.
Folks, it's a war.
It's a war.
It's in the title.
These are the fascists. They're space Nazis. I have to
people-
keep reminding
People
you.
bad, but not only is it a great just like universal great Star Wars story, the character stuff in here, Mon Mothma's plot arc throughout the first 3 episodes at her daughter's wedding. You see her dancing in the trailers and you're like, oh my god, Mon's having such a good time. Girl's dancing through the tears.
Yep.
She's having a rough one.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
But can we talk about the Skrull in the room? Because I was quite happy to see.
Mendelsohn. He showed up and I was like,
Killing
yes, I love you. I'm so happy to see my friend Ben Mendelsohn, who apparently, I heard this on a podcast, he's hung.
Who's
went
talking
from-
about
from-
Ben Mendelsohn that
That
way?
went from 0 to 60 pretty
Wow.
quick.
The Dedra and Cyril stuff.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I love it so much. They're my fascist couple.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say. But I also they are introducing things in Star Wars here that I've never seen anywhere else in Star Wars. I think propaganda films, the McKinsey Counseling Institute coming in to counsel them on their fascism.
Why do you think that this is my favorite Star Wars? All of these things that
Oh,
you are
it's-
saying are the reason that I love this show so much.
It's so good. It's I just
Because if you got wars in your title, by God,
But when does Grogu show up?
oh my god.
I need some Grogu!
I have nothing to say except the show rips. I love it. I cannot wait to watch more of this.
Yep.
That's all.
All right. And we will talk more about our favorite Star Wars coming up in the after party. I'm catching up on Severance.
Oh, how far are
baby.
you?
I'm getting there. I'm about midway through season 2.
What just happened?
It's a good question. I haven't watched it in a few days. Let's see. What was the last one?
It's hard to tell. Like remember
it's-
where you're at because everything is
They
just
keep
kinda
jumping
mooshed
around, yeah.
together.
Because you're severed, yeah.
I mean, Patricia Arquette is starting to stir things up, and that darn girl that's in there with them too. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it.
Ellie,
But
have you seen the retreat episode yet when they go camping?
no.
Okay.
What? That's like episode
That's
2.
episode 4, I think.
Okay, so that's probably the next one that I got to watch. All right. But then, as I talked about earlier, Light and Magic, if you want to know how the sausage is made with your special effects. And it's not just Star Wars that they cover. They cover most of the things that Industrial Light and Magic has done over the years. And even some of the things that they admit were not successful, they're really proud of because of the work that they put into it. Like Rango. Nobody remembers Rango. It was their first animated.
Johnny Depp.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say the lizard.
It was their first animated feature that wasn't Pixar, that wasn't Disney. It was their own thing. And but they were very proud of how they put it together, and it made me want to see it. I didn't see it because it got such bad reviews, but now I
Did
want
it
to
really?
go.
I thought it was
Yeah.
all right. I thought
I
it was
wanted
kind
to.
of fun.
I wanted to go. I want to go and see it now
Yeah,
because
check it out.
see all the work that they put into it. But Light and Magic and Behind the Attraction to learn how all of your sausage is made. Okay, well, let's head to the after party, folks. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to head over there. Geek Show Got This Covered is the website.
Oh my God, you guys, breaking news. Gwyneth Paltrow has started eating carbs and cheese again.
That's news. That news breaks in my house every day about me.
That's not the only thing that breaks.
Oh, there's wind. And it breaks a lot.
Break like the wind. All right. Live long and prosper, bitches. We'll see you at the after party.
Goodbye.